Hey, good evening, everybody. So I'm actually doing a little bit of a refreshing slash honing right here. So I thought I'd just share that with you guys. I do something a little bit different to get my slurries. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that real quick. Hopefully the camera is mostly even. I have it set on like this little towel, so we'll see. But anyway, let me just replace this water real quick. So I got my stone right here, and then I got my cup of water right here, and I just dip my fingers in this in order to add water. But let me actually just set that down in the sink so I have more room. But anyway, what I do is this is a little like a little diamond plate. I can't remember exactly what grade it is. I think it might be like 1,000, maybe 800, but it's pretty low grit. Let's say on the back right here. No. But anyway, it's a DMT brand plate. You can find these on Amazon. And I have my Nagara. This is the Nagara that was included with my stone. This is my Nakayama Asagi from Tomo Nagara or Keith Johnson. But anyway, so this is the Nagara that he gave me. And so what I do is I'm just gonna wet both of these right here. Get some water on my stone, and then I have some paper towel underneath here to keep it from slipping. And what I do is I get the stone wet, make sure there's a light layer of water across the top, and then I get my stone in the plate and I create my slurry off of here. And what that does is it basically keeps me from really damaging my stone. So I don't know when this video is going to go up. I don't want to upload 2 videos in one day. Maybe Sunday this will go up. It's currently Friday night. But yeah, I just get my slurry off of here. This is a little unconventional, but it works pretty well for me. And yeah, I've tried to get this thing and like rub it on and build a slurry like that, and it just doesn't work very well for me. So yeah, there we go. And then let me just hopefully pick this up on camera, see if I can show it. So there's a slurry right there. So that's enough to build like a slightly above kind of milky. It's a little thicker than just a milky slurry. But anyway, here's the MIDI. This is my 9/8 near wedge, 2.5 inch blade, max breaker, you know, as always. So yeah, I'm just gonna be doing a little bit of retouching on the edge, practicing my X strokes. Lately I've been liking the 2-hand method as opposed to 1-handed method. I just feels like it gives me a better kind of feel on how the blade is doing. And it kind of lets me make sure that I'm using the toe, or I'm getting to the toe. So when you're X stroking, you want to do heel, mid, toe, and heel, mid, toe. So just going across the edge like that, making sure you're hitting all of it. That's the kind of the trouble with these slight smiling blades. Well, every smiling blade, slight smiles, not quite as bad from what I understand. I don't have any kind of like, I forgot what the Japanese one is, but that thing has a very extreme smile to it. So when I hone slash refresh, I'm it's a little bit too too much water, I think, but I'm not counting anything. I also don't like to use a loop, which could probably attribute to my inconsistency in edges at times. But at the same time, I do own one, and to be completely honest, I have no idea what I look at when I'm looking in one. So I've decided to forego it and try and just go off of feel, because I figure people were getting, very good edges without them for hundreds of years. So I've been foregoing the loop. Maybe not the best decision, but I mean, so far I've been getting good edges. They may not be the best, and I'll find out here in actually tomorrow. Corey should be using one of my edges, and Lee should be using one of my edges. So we'll see. So with my left hand, the hand that's on the toe, I'm really not putting any pressure. This is more just a guide. I don't know, I used to be pretty good with one hand. With the MIDI, it feels a little bit better. On this stroke coming back, it definitely does not feel quite as good, so I like it for that. Kind of to just add just the tiniest bit of weight to help me keep the blade, the edge, on the stone. And so with my particular stone, I choose to add water when I feel the blade getting a little more draggy. So when I dilute, and this, I need to add a little bit more water, it's already getting to that point. When I dilute the slurry initially, it slides pretty easily, like a very nice draw on a strop, if I had something to compare it to. But as I get closer to needing to dilute, it starts to feel a little rough. Not rough. Rough isn't the right word. It's just not moving across the stone, I guess, quite as smoothly as it initially was. So, yeah, I haven't noticed that these smiling blades get that sticky, like stuck feeling that is described a lot of the times. I think due to the fact that at one point, the entire spine isn't touching. You're always doing that rolling X, so you only have a portion of the spine touching the stone, which I would assume attributes to not getting that sticky feeling, but I am not an expert in this at all. I really just kind of know what I know about my own stone, and kind of like basic honing. For anybody curious as to what stones I do own, I have this Nakayama. I have I believe it's the 8K and the 1K from the Shapton Kuromaku series. I don't have the 5K, and I really don't use my 8K very much either. And then I have a 1200 grit Atoma that I mostly just use for taking metal off of knives. The occasional razor, but that hasn't happened since the Dovo. But the reason I don't have a lot of stones is because I have taken blades. It's very occasional that I do this because I almost never need to like completely go through a progression. But I have taken a razor from the 1K and made a very thick slurry off the stone itself. Went all the way to water with that, and then proceeded to just shave with that, and that works very well. So I know that I can basically one stone hone with just this stone if I needed to go from, you know, bevel to finish. But because all these razors are pretty much good to go, I don't need to do that very often, and there's that kind of draggy feeling, so I'm going to dilute just a little bit. Yeah, it's already starting to feel draggy again, so maybe just a couple more. I really hope the X is coming out as I do this. But yeah, that's just my stones and how I do my. It's pretty much just refreshes. I don't need to go through you know, Nagara progressions. I don't really own any Nagara aside from like I said, the one that came with this stone, and then I have one other one which I need to play with a little bit more. Need to figure that one out. But yeah, really, I do my best to try and make sure I'm hitting the X every single time, but I don't know, I might be a little inconsistent with it. So I'll be shaving with my blue power razor tomorrow, so hopefully that edge treats me well. Yeah, this is going pretty nicely. And then after this one, I think I'm just going to call it. And then sometime tomorrow, I'm probably going to do the abalone, which is a flat spine, so should be much easier. A bit less to pay attention to, in my opinion. I feel like flat spines are just a lot easier. Alright, and then to finish it off, I'm just going to put a bunch of water, basically completely dilute the slurry here. And it's feeling pretty done, so maybe just a few more. So, alright, and I'll call that done. And then normally, also took the tape off and rinse the blade. So there it is, nice and clean. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I'll take it to the strop, and then I'll do about 30 laps on just leather. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the other materials, but that's just me. But yeah, that's about it. That edge looks pretty shiny. So yeah, it looks good. I do have a little bit of light right here that I look at the edge under just to make sure it shines all the way across. But yeah, aside from that, that is how I do my refreshes. And like I said, kind of that little trick that I do with the DMT plate in order to get the slurry with the Nagara. But yeah, just a little trick. Hope you guys found that helpful. You know, hopefully the X stroke came out. Like I said, I wasn't really watching the camera too often, but yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope to catch you in the next one. See ya.